Hello, friend. It's 4:40 a.m. here in Michigan, and you probably thought I forgot about you. I also want to remind you that I do love you. I love you, and you may be wondering how you don't even know me. That's okay. We share a love for Goodnight PunPun, and we're becoming friends. And I believe that we live in a world where saying "I love you" is very foreign. So I wanted to remind you that I love you, and we'll be reading 5 chapters of Goodnight PunPun. So find somewhere cozy. And before we start, let's take a deep breath. Let's enjoy the story. Chapter 70. The reverberating ticking noise of the second hand. The alarm clock that rings at 7:10 a.m. News that sounds all too familiar. Knitted cardigan and muffler. The smell of morning. Little white clouds exhaled by children walking to school. The train that arrives at 7:45 a.m. and the platform is tired, atmosphere full of yawning and sighing. Meaningless chit-chat and J-pop spilling out from another's headphones. Hurried openings of shoe lockers and footsteps walking upstairs. Scratching of pencils in the winter sky. My dick's the best in the world. The hell? What's with Mimura today? Not sure, but I think he was dumped. The usual classroom. Yo, Anadera! Man, all you do these days is sleep. How'd your exams go? Someone's up, someone's lip balm falling from the desk and rolling on the floor. Sure, I may look like an easygoing guy who's already decided to apply for the university recommended to me, but that's only one step of my master plan, and that very plan is a rag comet magazine worn out from being rolled. To build a pyramid in Shibuya. Pyun! Keep it down, little Mimura. You're so noisy. An answer sheet thrown away in the trash can. Any plans for New Year's Eve? Studying, duh. What else? Yeah, sure. I bet you're just gonna watch Kahaku. Hey, let's decide on where to go for our graduation trip. Coffee, milk on the rooftop. The quiet stillness after school. The video rental store's bargain sales and Christmas songs blaring off from speakers. An arcade fighter, 50 yen per play. The hustle and bustle of the city in December. Walking this way and that way. People, people, people. The sound of someone's calling my name behind my back. Solitude. Freedom. The calmest corner of the convenience store. Low sugar, canned coffee. Pitch black room. Cold dinner. News that sounds all too familiar. The alarm clock set at 7:10 a.m. PunPun is just fine again today. We're just getting started. Chapter 71. I thought you'd be here by now. Good vibrations. You sure are quite carefree to be arriving 15 minutes late, but even so, I love everything about you. In fact, that aspect of you is precisely what I want to show off. Let us give a warm welcome to our new friend. It's a pleasure to meet you. Here I go by the nickname Power Chanel. My hobby is keeping up with teen idols, of course. I will never cross the line between being a fan and being a stalker. I hope we can all get along. You've really become able to speak so clearly now. I remember when we first met, you were mumbling and ever so shy. You're not implying that I changed because of meeting you now, are you, Pegasus? Oh, please. This is all due to my own hard efforts. A round of applause. You can call me Echo back. I'm an associate professor at my university's Department of Agriculture. I first became acquainted with Pegasus at a culture school dance. Why don't I perform a little dance for your sake tonight? Yoy, yoy! Excellent, as expected of our Madonna. I'm White Pig. I work as a shop clerk. Did you know all girls can do wonderful magic? You should look forward to our annual summer barbecue. I'm having one battery left over is troublesome. I work in web design and publish indie mags on the side. I would love to discuss ooh parts and mysterious giant organisms with you sometime. Love Infinite speaking. I'm a 26-year-old freeder. I may not look like it, but I'm rather knowledgeable when it comes to sports. I've even once competed in national swim meet. Hey, I'm Ass Hamburger. I'm attending a voice acting school in the hopes of becoming a voice actor one day. I'm sorry if my anime-ish sounding voice bugs you, but that's just my normal voice. I'm Guardian Angel Jigabogi. I'm a mother of two. My hobby is ceramics. Speaking as middle-aged woman, I'm so glad to be with friends such a young person like you. The name's contrary. I used to do some pretty bad things back when I was in the gang, but now I'm just an honest delivery man, ensuring your parcels are safe. All the guys here are incredibly nice. Nice to meet you, baby. Sweet, pretty, lonely heart, fluffy bro speaking, yo. I'm a math teacher at the pretty well-known cram school. Me and Pegasus have been tight ever since my college days. No need to be nervous now. This ain't nothing from your college clubs. So jump right in. All of us here will welcome you with open arms. Now, it's time for you to introduce yourself. Please let us hear your lovely voice. And welcome to the Pegasus Assemble. Hi, I'm Namuda Hiromi. I'll be entering university with the hopes of becoming an accountant. I broke up with my boyfriend over the winter, and I was feeling really, really down. I even wonder what meaning there was in continuing to live in this dull world, but on one night, I found myself surrounded by this bright light, and I just had the most amazing epiphany that it wasn't the world that was dull and lifeless, but myself. I met with Pegasus the day right after. I don't know if it was something about his aura or whatnot, but I just had the feeling that this was too much to be a coincidence, and that this man might just be my God who will guide me. That's enough. I'm not so foolish as to be perfectly fine when someone calls me a god. But otherwise, very good, Hiromi. No, from now on, you'll be known as Pussy Princess. Allow me to play one piece in your honor. Our group is no cult or some self-enlightenment seminar. We're simply pursuers of love, peace, and pure innocence. Only two more people left to join. Would you all please accompany me until 2 years from now at the fated moment? I want to see the moon. Good vibrations. Chapter 72. Take a deep breath with me in through your nose. Hold it. And out. PunPun was feeling a little depressed about having to go to his part-time work today. There was no particular reason to it. He just felt too sluggish for anything, really. If pressed for an actual reason, PunPun might say that he didn't like being exploited, or that his hay fever was acting up or so, on and on. He felt he could name 10, no, 100, no, 1,000 frivolous excuses as to why he didn't feel like working right now. But that's the type of person society might call a good-for-nothing slacker. Yo, Anodera! Over here, you son of a gun! Zygzon! We haven't seen each other since graduation. How have you been? You don't look so well. Is everything all right? What are you... What? You take walks every day? What are you, an old man? As for me, I've been too busy with the ladies to get a decent night's sleep ever since entering university. It's what I like to say, but hey, I'm still in there. Still trying to reach enlightenment, if you know what I mean. In any case, since you introduced me to your part-time job and all, I'll help us get some sweet babes to talk to. So please make sure to click the counter for every person that passes by. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, me, I've got one. How many times should I count for the same person who walks back and forth at my area? All right, then. You may now all go to your designated areas. Many people walked by again today. Well, I'm not trying to criticize you or anything, but you don't feel a little guilty about being a drain on your parents' money? Rent out a place and try to make it on your own, like what I'm doing. I'm sure you can turn over a new leaf that way. And among all the people passing by with confident looks on their faces, there were sure to be some hearts were secretly weighted down by family matters, sickness, irreversible mistakes, and other grave things. Damn! Amazingly hot chick spotted. All right, I'll especially give her 2 clicks. Those other 2 are pretty meh, so I'll give half a click for each of them. And yet, here, I was feeling too depressed to do anything without having a good reason. No, no, stop thinking like this. The best thing to do right now is to continue being timid and avert their gazes. Fungia! God, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. My mind's going numb. Anadera, say something interesting. But even so, I can't help but look at these people as if I'm trying to cling on to them. Who am I looking for? No one would even look my way. It's not as if anybody magically show up and help me. Of course not. They're all too busy boldly forging their own paths in life. Even though the winds were already mixed with a hint of the coming spring, PunPun's mind could only focus on the coldness of the northern winds. Perhaps everything could be solved with just 2 to 3 steps forward from here. But PunPun could not bring himself to cross the white line. I guess that's just how much a person I amount to in the end. Still, one positive thing was that his simple part-time job was suited to his nature. In fact, he even felt somewhat better now. Perhaps I'll try a little harder, starting tomorrow, PunPun thought. It was a secret to everyone else that he had thought the same thing yesterday, the day before yesterday, and so on and so on. Ah, I'm really sorry about that. Are you all right? The door is now closing. Please do not rush onto the train. It's Eiko. Chapter 73. Eiko! It's Eiko, it's Eiko, it's Eiko. It's Eiko. The train will now depart. Eiko! 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 Echo was nowhere to be found. However, PunPun did realize one thing for certain, and that was the fact that Eiko wasn't just some figment of his mind, but she was really living somewhere out there, in the same world and in the same time that he had been living in for the past few years. PunPun realized this single very obvious fact. Unlike a certain somebody, Eiko was now living as a proper adult, possibly somewhere in this very city. Just what have I been doing for the past few years? Even though there's nothing more I could lose, even though nothing will come from waiting, just what have I been so afraid of? Ah, welcome. Please come in and take a seat. The 25,000 yen room on the sign out front? Well, certainly I could show you the place. Chapter 74. When the police took the 35-year-old suspect into questioning, he claimed he had no intention of killing anyone, and that that the stabbing was the result of losing control of himself during a sudden outburst of anger. At the recent cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister had this to say when asked about the unemployment problem. Cities reportedly to have ruined a large amount of frogs, according to some of its citizens. I wanted to touch her no matter what. I know it was wrong, and I give my deepest condolences to the victim and her family. And today's guest is female singer who's on the fast track to stardom. We sincerely apologize to our channel's viewers for the inappropriate comments during our previous programming. It appears the hot, muggy days will continue throughout all of Japan. We wish you all a good weekend. What? You you already decided on a place? Why didn't you say anything to us about this before? Well, I won't object if this is something that you've thought over carefully and decided. But Yuichi, say something. I'm number one strong guy in USA. Okay. To be honest, I was a little worried about the rent of the current room you're living in, but I thought that you could come to move to Ufana as long as you didn't mind the place too much. Isn't this your mother's savings account? But you haven't even found yourself a job yet. Are you sure you're fine giving this to me? Are you really sure? Don't you think you're pushing yourself a bit too hard? Absolutely not. I'll be perfectly fine. Ah, welcome back. You have your seal and the money with you, I presume? I'll now need to explain the specifics of the contract, so please take a seat here. Well, the place is conveniently close to the train station, so considering the market price, the rent is quite low. Oh, you need to stamp your seal here too. As for any maintenance repairs, we'll handle all that, so just let us know if there are any problems and we'll get it fixed right away. But, sorry for asking you over and over again, but are you really sure about this? I mean, the old man who used to live there died in that room. That was the first the PunPun signed a contract with his seal and money. With such a simple act, PunPun felt that he had become just a little more adult now. Even though his motives were selfish and impure, he was surprised at how active he was being at carrying out his goal. Even if someone were to talk behind his back, he wasn't about to give them any attention. Whether they called him immature, creepy, or mentally imbalanced, it wouldn't matter because he already knew that best. The unimpressive door of his cheap 25,000 yen apartment opened effortlessly with just a single small key. Ah, PunPun! Welcome home. This room will be a room for Eiko and I to live together in. Huh? Even if he did find her again, he doubted he would actually be able to do anything. But that wasn't such a big deal for him at the moment. It was hard for him to phrase it out properly. But the main point was that he had no choice but to try. Ah! Welcome home, sweetie. Jesus, tell me beforehand if you're going to come over. You had me scared. Good. Oh, I'm sorry. Huh? Did you cook a meal for me? I'm real sorry and all, but I already ate with Sayatu and the guys before coming home. Oh, it's fine. I'll just throw it all out then. Hey, don't get angry now. I already said I was going to come late because of soccer. Yeah, but you never said you'd be this late. Well, it's not like I had any idea that you'd be here waiting for me. And you know that I pretty much always go out drinking with Sayatu and the guys after soccer, don't you? Say it to this, say it to that. Why don't you just go out with the Sayatu if he's that important to you? And you say you were just drinking with the guys, but I bet there were girls too. What? That's ridiculous. Even if they were girls, they're all girls that you know. Do you have proof? Do I have proof? What are you, a kid? Don't be so stupid. What did you just call me? Did you just call me what I think you called me? Ah, sorry, babe. You know I didn't mean it. I went too far and I apologize, so please, let's just put down that knife, okay? No, don't touch me. I know what's really going on. You're bringing home girls that you were out drinking with, don't you? That's why you always tell me to let you know before coming over, isn't it? Oh, come on. Do you really not trust me that much that just what do I have to do to please you? I hate that. I hate that you don't know the answers to such simple things like that. You used to tell me you loved me and even patted my head all the time, but you barely even kiss me anymore. All right, I got it. I promise I'll do all those things more often from now on. No, you still don't understand anything. There's no point if you only do it when I tell you to. Why can't you understand even though I love you this much, Yuria? You know I love you so much. Really? Do you love me more than anything in the world? Of course. Not just in the world, but I love you more than anything in this whole universe. PunPun hole from the bottom of his heart that the lovey-dovey couple next door was nothing more than a dumbass and a bitch. And if they weren't, then somehow things just felt utterly hopeless. And PunPun wondered what was running through the mind of that old man as he died alone here in this room. And as he did, PunPun had another idea. And that idea was 2 years from now, when he would renew the contract for the room, if nothing had changed by then, he decided he would kill himself. Wow. Hey friend, this is our last chapter together for tonight. I'm just taking a sip of water. Let's take a deep breath here. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. And out. How are you feeling, by the way? Yeah, that was really intense. But I'm glad you're still enjoying the story. Chapter 75. I want it. Juicy, tender meat. I know. Something that can only be done by you. This oscillation of you and I are inextricably linked by the major seventh. Now and then, let us fly off into the vast universe. Sorry, I've got a part-time job starting today. Oh crap! I'm gonna be late. 1, 2, 1, 2. Doing my daily sit routine even in a time like this. Damn, I'm manly. And I'm not home right now. So please leave your name and your message at the sound of the beat. Anadera, good to see ya. Let's do our best at work today. Yo, good job, Sunshine. It may still be night out, but the sun will definitely rise soon enough. So, how was your first day on the job? Hey, Ano, mind hearing me out about a problem? I'm my own harshest critic and all, but I'd say that my abs are probably third in the world when it comes to being cute. But none of the cute chicks at university are looking my way. Damn it! At this rate, I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. What? The largest breast recorded by Genius was 154 centimeters? So don't sweat it. Damn, are you serious? 154 centimeters is almost how tall my mom is. I see. The world really is full of bizarre and unexplained. What a mysterious adventure though this world is. Speaking of bizarre events, I just had the weirdest dream. I dreamt that my room was filled with the bright divine light. And then out of nowhere appeared the pink elephant. No, wait. Maybe it was some babe in a swimsuit. I forgot what exactly appeared, but anywho, this thing started talking to me. He said, "There's still much for you to do," or something like that. And at that instant, It was as if my soul had this divine revelation. What do I do? Am I really God's chosen one? I can hear it now. The voices of the people is calling for help. Damn it, Mamura. You idiot. Why didn't you realize it until today? What's with the stiff smile you're giving me? Come on, man. I'm gonna burst into tears if that's how you're going to respond, you know? Alright, that's enough joking around for now. But there really is something that I've been worrying about. I'm an econ major, but I felt like I couldn't care less about econ. My parents are both teachers, you know? So then I thought about just getting a teacher's license, even if it's kind of a hassle. And if it was like, bam, this fog around me suddenly cleared up. I could finally see the wide road opening up in front of me. But there's just this sense of hesitance lurking about. Is it really fine for a person's path of life to be so simple? But then again, there's also a part of me that just wants to abandon my desire to live in a fast lane. Must be nice being you. You've always been so free and not tied down by anyone or any place. You seem so carefree and without any worries. Don't you ever feel insecure? Where do you get that confidence of yours? Is that just what being cool is all about, Ano D? Mad respects to you and your lifestyle, bro. But unlike you, I'm just a dreamer at heart. That's right. The young ought to have dreams. I want to become the king of Yuhara by popularizing my bare midriff look. And then become a well-known face on those food shows so I can go to Akaska and have some Chanko Nabe. It's already morning. Although PunPun didn't really want to think about what the point of having dreams could never come true was, to have dreams and worries that you could talk frankly about in a way that was probably a more fulfilling lifestyle than his own PunPun admitted. Being cool was merely a paper-thin difference away from being empty. PunPun failed to find Eiko again today. You have one message from 12:15. Hello, it's me, Midori. I'm sorry for calling so many times, but I just can't seem to get a hold of you. I guess you must be at work right now? We just got the furniture you sent us. There's just so many stuff that I think we'll have to throw some away like your mother's old closet. You really don't mind what Yuichi and I do with them, right? Oh, one more thing. Sorry if I seem like I'm pestering you, but please do get yourself a cell phone soon, okay? I'll pay for it if you need it. I know you're a dependable boy, so I'm not too worried, but just in case, you know what I mean, don't you? PunPun. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? I think it would be nice if you let others help you out a bit more. PunPun was very exhausted again today. Sir? Sir? Excuse me, sir, but could we have a moment? Ah, good, you woke up. We received a report about a man who's been sleeping here since last night, so... Who are you people? Who? We're policemen, of course. Did you perhaps have a bit too much to drink? That's wonderful! A round of applause. I give you my earnest support to you, man. Now then, I must be going. Mirage mode activated. Full speed ahead. Wow. Friend, that was an emotional roller coaster, and thank you for spending time with me and going on that ride. You know, saying goodbye is always hard, but this isn't a goodbye forever. This is just a good night, and I love you. And remember, you're not alone, and you matter. Talk to you soon. Mwah.